I'd like to move to your comments on technology and specifically around removal. I take your point that reduction is a going concern already. Removal is an opening concern, if you understand what I mean. There's work being done here by Aramco. There's work being done on mobile carbon capture. Some people have described air capture as the silver bullet. Just be interested, particularly for this audience, what's your confidence in technology's ability to provide a solution that might accelerate that 2060 date believably and allow other countries who maybe aren't being as managed in the transition as you are to share in that benefit?
We went through a serious, excruciating exercise of delivering something for our green initiative. And believe me, it's not the work of a month or two, it was the work of months, and I would venture to say hundreds of people that worked on it, which is, yes, we wanted to have the so-called razzmatazz. And anxiously, we were hoping to deliver the 2050 if we can. Of course, we're not part of that 2050 because we are not an Annex 1 country. But in order for us to be perceived as more serious, we did not say we will act by what is our commitment to the Paris Agreement, but we asked ourselves, let's try, as this theme of this event, leap into the future and see and ask ourselves how can we squeeze our ability to achieve better numbers, but that we can commit ourselves to. We in this country honor our commitments, and we don't like to let down ourselves by not necessarily others, because in 2060 we will not be there to be accountable for it. But our consciousness will be with us for the rest of our days and nights, and we will have to look at ourselves at the mirror and say, are we honest or not? Did we deceive our leaders or not? Did we make our leaders speak of commitments that we were 50-50, 20-50, 20-70 are not assured of? And therefore, we came up with that 2060, as I said, after a very excruciating exercise. However, luckily, when our commitment to the to Paris Agreement, they've agreed that they gave us this so-called dynamic baseline, which is to allow us to navigate based on how technology evolved, how diversified our economy is, and many other attributes, which really put us in our comfort zone in signing up to the Paris Agreement. In Glasgow, we have taken a more proactive role, and if you talk to Alok Sharma and my friend Kozi was here visiting me, and I really gave him a good feel for how much sun we have in Saudi Arabia, because I took him to Sheba, and there is no better place to demonstrate how wonderful our sun is, how the sun shine and set in Saudi Arabia better than Sheba. But we're cognizant that the 2060, which is almost 40 years from now, would be sufficient to allow these technologies to evolve. Because we are also not alone in that. There are lots of hydrocarbon producing countries, companies. Serious money will be spent on these solutions. We don't believe in silver, again, we're not in the gambling business, and we don't believe in silver bullets. We're there with our shrubs all over the place. Those who will be winners, you will find us are there with them. Those who will be losers, you will find us also with them. Prudence, as I have been preaching about, what saved us in OPEC Plus? Prudence. Lots of people, which is a bit of a philosophical, and I understand how people may differ with me. I belong to an experience that pushed me to be trying to be a prudent person as much as. So prudence dictates that you have a bit of think here and a bit of think there, and make sure that you see in your radar and your screen, that screen should be a 360. You should not be in a liberty, or don't allow yourself the liberty of cherry picking, because you don't know who would evolve. Look at history. Look at history. Look at how many technologies had evolved in the past, and how much they became obsolete, and who took over from them. And you will see this so-called cyclicalness of winners and losers. Why? Because there were people who adapted to what the future may be and evolved with their technology development to meet the expectations of the future, and those who stayed where they are or did not capture what the future calling would be, and they turned obsolete. We don't want to have that for hydrocarbon. We know consciously that for hydrocarbon to survive, it has to meet the climate change challenge. And we have to, and since we have more to win and more to gain and a lot to lose, we cannot just sit on our hands being even part of the solution, but actually we should be the advocates of these solutions. What will be the biggest, more important tool in our kit? It's the young breed that you saw them a while ago, because they would have to defend for their own future and the future of their own children.
Just talking of technology,
and they will be able to articulate it better than me.
I might challenge that, Your Highness, but